And it's because of the next huge mistake that literally cost us thousands of dollars when we moved across country. And that was we made some very big and expensive mistakes moving from California to Dallas. I was just helping a client go through and help them save some money just by avoiding some of the mistakes that we made in our move. And so that is the reason why I'm wanting to make this video for you today, is to share with you 5 of the biggest mistakes that we made that were the most expensive, as well as 5 mistakes that we literally accidentally avoided making when we moved across country to Texas. So let me jump right into the first mistake that we made, which was thinking about the tangible things that we wanted in our move. So we were thinking about, when we were looking for a home in particular, we were thinking about distance to work, school districts, floor plans, what type of home could we buy for our budget. But one of the things that we didn't seem to think about, and one of the biggest mistakes that we made, was not starting with thinking about what we wanted our life to look like. What did we want our everyday life to be like? How did we envision our life to be? My first tip to you is, in avoiding this mistake, think about, like, what do you need? And then what do you kind of just want your life to look like? So this leads me into mistake number 2. We were so focused, and excited by the way, on moving to Texas. We were so focused about being here, about being in this new space with new opportunities, new friends, all of that, that we didn't think about all of the work that it would take for us to wrap up our house in California. We were not thinking about top of mind, hey, we've got to sell our house fast in California so that we could get out here to Texas. You want to really think about, what is it going to take for you to sell your home, to wrap up all of the work and or commitments that you have where you are before you get here to Texas. That's something that we didn't do, that I wish we did, because it was very stressful, and it ended up being like so much more stressful than it really needed to be. So I don't want you to have to feel that way, because that just sucks. This next mistake was really huge for us. It didn't technically cost us money, but it almost cost us the sale of our home. And that was, we had no idea how to work with a relocation company. This is the first time that we were moving across the country, being fully relocated with a relocation company. And there were a lot of different communication issues that we had with our relocation company that we didn't even realize we didn't have until there was a lot at stake. Know all of the things that you possibly need to know when it comes to communicating with your point person or people at the relocation company, so that you can get what you need done, and so it doesn't cost you like it almost cost us, which was literally the sale of our home. Now you're probably wondering, why are you in the laundry room? I'm gonna tell you why I'm in the laundry room. And it's because of the next huge mistake that literally cost us thousands of dollars when we moved across country. And that was, we moved our washer and dryer. Yes, we had the relocation company move our washer and dryer across the country. When we got into our new home, they went to hook it all up, and guess what? Our dryer was gas, because in California, we had gas dryers. And here in Texas, they're electric. And so it didn't even work. The moving company did not damage our appliances. They just didn't move well. And they did not fit here with what we needed, space-wise, as well as hookups. So save yourself a ton of money, and if you can swing it, leave your stuff where you are, sell them, get some cash, and then come here, go on a holiday sale or something like that, and get yourself some new appliances. You were in the living room with me on purpose, because this is our most expensive mistake that we made moving from California. The reason why I'm in the living room is because you can see all this beautiful furniture, and yes, a designer did it, but my point is that we moved our furniture across the country because we had just redesigned our house. We bought a couple new couches. They matched everything. We moved everything here. And when we got here, guess what? Nothing really looked right, and nothing really fit in this huge house that we had just bought in Texas, which just felt different than California. All of the design selections were different. You get my point, right? And so our furniture did not fit the space that we were living in. If you can sell your furniture, then you don't have to one, pay thousands of dollars to ship it across country, or to move it, period, even across town, costs a ton of money. Or two, when it gets here, you realize it doesn't look right anyways, it doesn't fit the space anyways, and you're gonna have to re-buy new furniture like we did on top of incurring those moving expenses. So think about that as you are planning your move. Okay, so we're not done yet because we've got to talk about mistakes that you can avoid. We bought a spec home. So let me tell you what a spec home is, because you might be asking yourself, Chrissy, what in the world is a spec home? A spec home is a house that is built by a developer or a builder without having a specific buyer lined up. These homes are constructed with the expectation that they will be sold to a buyer after or near the completion of the build. So at the time that we moved here, I was pregnant. I was halfway through my pregnancy. And at the time, I felt great. I was so excited. I didn't think about what delays could happen buying a house that we were actually going to build. And those are things that I recommend to clients and thinking about too. If you're building a house, thinking about those delays and what might happen if your build gets delayed for any reason at all. And so we bought a spec home. It was scheduled to close by the end of July, which was the month that we were moving out here. And again, that was halfway through my pregnancy. And I'm so grateful that that's what we did, because we ended up only having to move one time. And what ends up happening is people that are moving across the country, they plan on building this beautiful home, but they don't think about moving 2 times. So often you have to move first, get here, and then if there's a delay, there's a while before you close on that house. That means that you're moving again 2 times. Now there are ways to avoid moving 2 times without unloading your furniture and then loading it back up. But in our minds, we were thinking about, hey, it's not a big deal if we have to wait 9, 10 months. And I will tell you that when I had my baby, I was so grateful that I had 4 or 5 months to settle into our home, to get used to our new neighbors, to really get to know the area, so that we had a home to come home to with a newborn baby. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about what type of home you're going to be purchasing, and thinking about, especially on a new home, buying a spec home if that's what's going to fit in your timeline. Okay, so mistake number 2 that we avoided, and you can interchange this with personal preference. We're so grateful that we bought a new home, because with that new home came warranties and different incentives that we bought at that specific time. And it's nice to have a new house. Like, I love it. I love that it's mine. And there's nothing wrong with a house that's been resold at all. I sell those all the time, but I will tell you, there's something special about building your home. It's something that feels like it's just very unique. And I personally had only ever experienced one time before. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments about building a new home and wanting to live in a new neighborhood. Okay, let's keep going. We researched school districts, and it's about choosing the right school district. So we researched the schools, but really it was on paper. But what we did not do was extensive research on the district, what types of extracurricular activities they had, what type of dual programs they have. And I can go into a whole nother video on how you choose a school district. So if you want one of those videos, then comment below and come back in the description. I will make sure that when I film one of those, I put that in the description below so that you can link into that and think about how you choose a school district that fits your kids. So make sure that you properly vet the school district in thinking about what your kids need, and make sure that's a really good fit. Okay, let's keep going. Planning out very well how we were going to actually get our vehicles from California to Texas. Now you might be thinking to yourself, that's not a big deal. But when you think about what it costs to transport a vehicle from one state to another, then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that could cost me thousands of dollars. And so for us, what ended up happening was we ended up being able to transport both of our cars from California to Texas. We flew, but when we got here, we did not have vehicles for a couple weeks. weeks. And so we had extra costs there because our cars were in California. Avoiding not planning for the expense of transporting your vehicles. Regardless of how you're going to do that, it's going to cost you money. But when you put that out on your plan, at least it won't be an unexpected expense. And that is pricing your house well to sell so that you can move on and start your new life here in Texas. So I've seen this done well, and I've seen it done very badly. So let's get into the details of this a little bit more. For relocating through a company, you will have usually 2 agents that come out and give you a price. But we also had a price in our mind that we wanted to sell our house for. Of course, it was more than what they were telling us, which always seems to happen, right? But for us using our company, there were potential bonuses, and or if you have a house waiting for you, you have to sell your house to be able to buy that new one. And so for us, we took great advice on what to price our house for at the time. We did just that, even though inside we really didn't want to. And our house sold very quickly. I think it sold within about 2 weeks. Now, it was a really good market, but we also priced it really well. We priced our house to sell. So that is a mistake that you can avoid making and truly could cost you thousands of dollars in holding your home and not being able to sell over a long period of time, incurring extra costs, and or losing the home that you're really wanting to move into because you cannot offload your current house that you need to sell. To avoid a huge expensive mistake is to list your house for sale at a price that it will sell quickly, that of course that you're comfortable with, but so that you can wrap everything up and move on into this awesome new life here in Texas. All right, so if you've gotten this far in the video, I want to wish you the best of luck relocating here. And if you're relocating to the Dallas area, I would absolutely love to help you in your transition to get you here to your new life in Texas. If you want a guide that I have made to help you with your relocation process, the information is in the description of this video. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. And then if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified every single time I put up a video. Let me know if there are any other videos that you'd like me to make to help you with your relocation here. I know that for us, it was an amazing experience. It was hard. There were so many different pieces that had to work to get us here, but it was worth it all to be here and to be in this amazing area. So I hope this video and this information helped you, and I cannot wait to see you next time.